think what I'm going to do is 2 videos. We'll do positives from the Man United game today, and tomorrow we'll deal with some of the negatives from it. Because when I did the review yesterday, I felt very, very negative about it. It has to be said, which is a strange one, really, because I did have the right ump. It was a strange one because I didn't expect anything from the game. For those of you that watched the preview on Friday night, maybe Thursday, I said I expected Man U to win. When I did the Patreon breakfast and the build-up show on the day of the game, I said I expected Man U to win, and I expected Paul Pogba to score a long-range goal. So I shouldn't have been surprised or annoyed, because I sort of saw it coming. I didn't think that it would be reflective of our ability if we'd have gone into the top 3. However, just the football fan in me, once we got there, I started to believe. My belief before the final whistle and before the starting whistle and before half time were 2 very, very different things. In fact, it took next to no time. The game just started and we started on the front foot. We've not been attacking that much of late, it has to be said. I thought very much against Fulham, against Sheffield United, and against Aston Villa. We weren't attacking that much. I thought we were sitting back. We were defending quite a lot. It wasn't the sort of, ferocious counter-attack that we'd seen that had unhinged Leicester and Wolves, so dominantly, really. So I thought we'd not really displayed a lot of that. Almost I felt we'd sort of, because of after the Tottenham game, and then because of the way Manchester City played, because of the way Liverpool played, we sort of retreated back into our shells a little bit. Had a wonderful defence, by the way. We conceded hardly any goals, and it was hard for us to sort of break out that. Well, this was different. This Man U game was a different kettle of fish. I thought we were back to a little bit, a swashbuckle, if you like. And when I say swashbuckle, I mean intensity in the way that we attacked. I think for all the games, almost all the season, apart from the first game against Newcastle and obviously the horrendous cup game against Everton, I think we've had intensity in the way we battle and intensity in the way we defend. But when West Ham are at their best, this sort of new West Ham under Moyes, we have intensity in the attack. And I don't think we had that in the last few games. Well, I thought it was back against Man U. And that's what gave me absolute belief at that point that we could win the game. Now, don't get me wrong. We'll discuss the misses and all the rest of it tomorrow, and the fact that maybe we should be ahead. But apart from the fact that I was slightly concerned about the missed chances at half time, the fact that we came out so quickly and almost scored again with Bowen, I think sort of demonstrated to me, well, hold on a second, this team talk from Man United has not really materialised. He's made a couple of changes. He's brought on Fernandes and he's brought on Rashford, which he didn't want to do. He even admitted it, Solskjær. Didn't want to do that. But he had to, and you never know. That may well impact them. Him doing that may well mean they go out the Champions League. You just don't know. But we were so good, we were so effective against Man U that we forced him into those changes. At the end of the game, I did review it. It felt like the end of the world. I've got to be honest with you. I mean, why? Because I'd started to believe. I'd actually started to believe that we could win the game. And there were some absolutely exceptional performances from West Ham, and that is really what I want to touch on today. Let's start with Jarrod Bowen, who I thought was an absolute force of nature. Jarrod Bowen, I think, epitomises everything about how David Moyes wants us to play. And that is just a steely determination, an absolute commitment and work rate to try and completely dominate whoever he's playing against. Now, the funny thing was, I remember we played Man United last time. They had the boy Williams at left back, and I thought that was a really good battle. As you may remember, they battled each other really, really hard. And Bowen came out on top just at the end. Williams played really well, actually, and it was really good. It was competitive. I thought it was almost a mismatch. They brought this guy in, Telles. We've heard about Telles for years. People have been saying he's coming over to the Premier League or he's going to go and play for one of the big teams. Well, he came over. I thought Bowen was significantly better than Telles. Very, very early on in the game, excuse me, a little bit of glare on that, isn't it? Very, very early on in the game, Bowen got into the box. What I loved was he wanted to dribble in the box. He was just outside of it, but he thought, I'm going to travel inside there and just get inside. He actually, on both occasions, he took shots. If I'm being nitpicky, I think the second one should have been a cross, because they both basically, both shots floundered when they hit the opposition defenders, when it the Man United defenders. But I liked the way he travelled into the box, because what it did was it's asking someone to commit the foul. It's asking someone to make the challenge. If you're just outside, they don't mind so much. They can sort of hack you down, or be a little bit burly, take you down, and it's a free kick. It's not quite the same. Although you don't particularly want to concede a free kick from wide positions against West Ham, as we saw when the goal came from the corner, by the way. But I like the way that Bowen travelled into the box. He's got some decent technique sometimes. He's not the most technical player in the world, and I don't mean that to damn him with faint praise. I'm not saying he's crap, because actually the way he twisted in between the two players, certainly Tellers was one of them, I can't remember who the other one was, but he feinted to go one way, dropped the shoulder, went the other, showed some great skill. The crossover for the header that Fornals missed with was an excellent cross. That's with his weak foot. That's good technique. Technically, he is decent. In terms of pace, he ain't bad. But when you shooting, he's pretty good. I think he's a good finisher, actually. But when you put all of those with this determination to win and this desire, it gives us a hell of a player there. And I'm pretty sure that when he went off, Man United were absolutely delighted to see the back of him, because he was absolutely brilliant. Just going on the set play in terms of the corner. That's 2 games in a row now, right? It's quite funny, actually, because I looked at the stats before this game, and I think there was the list of the top 5 teams to score from corners, and we weren't up there. West Ham weren't up there. Oh, actually, that doesn't tell the full story. Obviously, yes, stats are stats, and stats are accurate, but it doesn't explain how much of a threat we are from set plays. And I actually thought that Maguire, in terms of his heading, played really well. Actually, Maguire, not just in terms of his heading, I thought he played all right yesterday, actually. His heading, he was able to win more headers against us than most have done. But anyway, it didn't help. Cresswell swung in a corner, beautiful corner, flick on from Rice. Souček popped it in at the back post. He always likes that back post. And that's another positive from the game, was Souček, I felt, was getting into the box more, was impacting the game. I thought his tackling was good. I just thought, in the first half, I thought they embarrassed Pogba. And when I say they, obviously, I mean Declan Rice, and I mean Thomas Souček. But he was getting into the box more, and it sort of refers back to what I was talking about a minute ago, which was we lost a bit of our swashbuckle in the last few games. And it's no coincidence, Souček starts getting into the box more, we start having more of a threat. It's another guy to occupy the defenders, and it's a big physical presence, so they've got to keep an eye on. But I just felt I thought we were attacking more, which again, I was a little bit worried that I felt with Sebastian Haller in the team, we tend to attack less. That wasn't the case yesterday, although I don't think it was because Haller was in there necessarily. I just think it was a mindset from the club, from the coaching staff or whatever, to say, look, let's go and get at this team. And I think it's something, we were basically operating on the front foot. Sheffield United, Aston Villa, Fulham, to a lesser extent, I thought we were on the back foot. I thought we were operating on the back foot. I want to see us operate on the back foot more often, because I think we're dangerous. I think it's quite scintillating to watch. The only reason that we lost that game was that lack of quality. That final little bit that you paid the big money for. That's why you wouldn't be able to buy Marcus Rashford for less than 100 million. That's why Mason Greenwood, as long as he's a good boy, that's why Mason Greenwood will be a top striker while he play for England. Why? I don't know. He probably won't get traded at Man United. They tend not to transfer players out. But, again, you wouldn't be able to buy that kid for 70, 80 million at the moment. You really wouldn't. In terms of Fernandes, again, that's why you pay the big money. That final little bit of quality that when you get the chance, you put it away. We had chances. We just don't have that quality. But we had lots and lots of chances. But nonetheless, I still feel it's scintillating. I still feel it's exciting when we play on the front foot. To take you to another positive, I thought Declan Rice was absolutely outstanding. I don't know how long it's going to go on for, but at some point, people are going to start to realise quite how good he is. You know that they don't at the moment, because you hear it when England play. You hear the comments from neutrals, from obviously England fans, but not West Ham fans, who are saying, why is Declan Rice playing? He's not good enough. Well, you remember how he played. You remember watching him play against Chelsea. You remember him how he played so many times. Well, that was scintillating Declan Rice against Manchester United. And the more he plays like that against these bigger teams, the more people are going to sit up and realise this is a brilliant player. The way he positions his body is so clever. If there's a defender behind him and he will let the ball run in front of him. He'll block off. He'll block off the defender and let the ball run, and won't necessarily even manipulate the ball, but he'll win. He'll win the battle, and the battle's up there. He's got such good intelligence. He's got massive determination. The timing of his tackling is absolutely superb. Particularly, he doesn't even necessarily dangerously tackle. It's not like he's going in 2-footed or anything like that. In fact, often he will go in with one leg, and actually his other leg, his knee is on the ground. He will slide. So he won't slide in, but he'll sort of almost stoop down and win the ball, and so often come away with the ball. Not only does he win the tackle, by the time he's then stood up, he's got the ball at his feet, and he'll then, whatever, he usually travels a little bit and then passes it, but it's very, very good. It's very impressive. But his range of passing was half decent. I just thought he dominated that central midfield area, and it was a massive part of why we played so well in that first half. And I just think I say the kid, he's not a kid, is he? But he's absolute top quality, and I just wonder how many players would look, how many other teams, how many other clubs would look at him and think, oh, he's pretty damn good. Another positive would be Ogbonna as well. He's a brute. I mean, he just gets better. Say like a vintage wine, isn't he? Absolutely magnificent. Got a lot of praise for Ogbonna, and rightly so. Probably our best player consistently over since lockdown. End of last season and this season as well. Magnificent. Long may it continue, long may it go on. I thought he was absolutely dominant. I think he played a large part. Him and Balbuena, by the way, because Balbuena was not giving Martial or Cavani a kick. Right, I thought he was brilliant yesterday. Up to a point where it all went a little bit pear shaped, and we'll deal with that tomorrow. So I want this to keep positive on this one. But I think certainly Ogbonna and Balbuena are a large part of Cavani getting hauled off, which I think is a massive feather in their cap. It's going to be very, very hard for Issa Diop to get into the team now. And I'm really, really pleased with a lot of what I saw yesterday. I think there's a little bit of a reality check for us, actually, which I don't think is a massively terrible thing. Sorry, my screen's actually flicked off. I actually have the screen. I've got the league up in front of me now. The league is now settling down into what you would consider to be a bit more familiar. It's Chelsea, Tottenham, a couple of London clubs at the top, funny enough. Liverpool, Man U, although by the time you watch this, those games possibly will be played. I've not looked at the fixtures for today necessarily. Then you've got Man City in 5th, then Leicester 6th. Well, we're in 7th. Now, some clubs have games in hand on us, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, 7th, 8th, top 10 is pretty damn good. But there are things to do before we can go to that next level. I'm not saying that with this current squad we won't dip into 7th occasionally or into 8th. I do think we'll be thereabouts, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th. Something like that. Maybe 7th is a little bit of a push. But the fact that we are where we are is a massive credit to everybody at the club. And I mean the coaching staff, and I mean the management team and everything. I just think we were outdone by a bit of quality. By a lot of quality, actually. He had to bring on the quality players that we just don't possess, and that's what won him the game. But I feel the attitude and the way we went out there was absolutely magnificent. That's what happened yesterday. I'm not that VAR thing, by the way. It was out. It did. I'm not denying what Moyes said. It went over his head, but that doesn't tell the full tale of what happened yesterday. That's not why we lost the game because of that. It's really not. There were other factors, and they were probably going to break through anyway. And I want to deal with that really tomorrow on that. But all in all, I think really good. And just the final thing for the fans to go back yesterday, it was a delight every time. See the Hawaiian hammer. Remember the Hawaiian hammers. See the geezer in a Hawaiian shirt. He was having a great time, and I watched him jumping up and down and singing and dancing. I was so delighted that the fun police didn't come and stop there. You've got to accept that they've all had to fill out a questionnaire before going in. They've all had their temperature checked. They're all isolating and all the rest of it. At the point that you've taken all the measures, let the geezer dance. Let the geezer cheer. Let the geezer be happy No, he's out the house and enjoying himself, and I for one loved seeing that. I'm gutted for the fans that the result didn't go their way, but I'm pleased that they got out. I'm pleased that it worked, and I'm guessing it'll be the same again for the next game. I certainly hope so. But anyway, overall, I'm very positive. I'm very happy, and I know it might look like I'm a bit of Jekyll and Hyde from today and from yesterday, but I was just so disappointed with what happened in the game, in a game that I felt we were in control of, in a game that I'll deal with what I think we could have done better, because I do think we could have won that game, by the way. I thought there was things that could have happened and could have done better, but I want to keep this one positive and just praise all the good things that I saw yesterday. And there was plenty to enjoy, and there was plenty to admire. Right, anyway, I don't normally say this. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it, please. Give tomorrow a thumbs down, because it's going to be a bit moany and a little bit whingy. Please do take a look. I'm going to pop the advert up now. Please do take a look at our Patreon, by the way. Go and check it out. The link is in the description below. We did loads of content over the weekend. Loads of content coming up this week. My son made his debut on the player ratings video. Got very confused about Solskjær and Bowen, bless him. And yeah, I think that's about it. Was there one more thing? I'm sure there was one more thing. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. I'm going to kick myself. That's it. Sorry. I'm going to put Peach's video up now. Right, I'm going to link it onto the end of this. Sorry I haven't been able to upload it. I've had a manic time since yesterday and today. And it's quite a long video, so I've not got time to process it and do the rest of it. So I'm going to attach it on the end of this. So go and watch Peach's video now, if you'd be so kind. I will be back tomorrow. I've got a nice little video coming up in a week with Hammers United, who are going to give you an update on a lot of the stuff they've been doing for the supporters to get you back to games, and the way they've been liaising with the club. So I'm going to be speaking to Andy, which I'm really looking forward to later on in the week. So that's going to be a really nice video, particularly if you're interested in what's going on with the fans representation, getting back to the fans, getting back into it, fans having more of a say, and just getting more involved with the club, ticketing, and all that other stuff. So we'll find out what Hammers United have been up to. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow for a bit of a whinge up.